Hello, welcome to another episode of Daniel Lee Plastering and Rendering. Today I'm going to show you, this is a lovely bathroom and I'm going to be going through the steps we take when applying Microcement primer, the mesh and the very first coat of base. That is the base coat. So you can see a beautiful bathroom, or ensuite I should say. However, the lovely walls that you can see are getting a lot of condensation. So when the shower's on, they're getting a lot of moisture, and the paint is flaking away a little bit, and the customers are looking for a much more long-term solution. Enter Microcement. This is the base coat we're using. This particular product is a Relentless brand, and that is the colour that they are going for. It's sort of a sandy colour there. So obviously the first thing you do is fully protect everywhere. Now, Microcement needs a very good backing. You cannot apply this over plasterboard. This needs to go over a finished plastered room or wall or ceilings, whatever the case may be. It's an incredibly thin, durable layer that needs very good walls to go onto. As you can see, this is a lovely, beautifully plastered room, which is ideal for then applying the Microcement. That is the mesh that we're going to use, and you can see we've got some brand new rollers to apply the primer. So the primer and mesh go hand in hand with this particular product. So I'm using a waterproof wet room Microcement. There's all sorts of different types you can get. There's different finishes, and there's too many to go on to. So we'll just stick to the simple wet room waterproof Microcement. And you cut all the mesh to size. Now, because this is a very thin product, you don't want to overlap these rolls of mesh. So you cut them from floor to ceiling. I prefer scissors because it's less snaggy. Sometimes with a Stanley knife, it can tear and leave threads of the mesh. Whereas scissors, they're a bit more precise. You can see that is a tub of the primer there. It's pre-mixed. Everything you need is in there. Just give it a shake and pour it straight in. Again, I've got a lovely clean roller tray. With this product, you use a microfiber roller. Again, can be a bit overwhelming. There's so many different types of rollers out there, but if you just Google microfiber 9-inch roller, that is the best roller to use for these sorts of things. So you want to hold it in position, and then the brilliant thing about this primer, it literally glues the mesh to the wall whilst priming it at the same time. It can be a little tricky sometimes at first. Much easier with two people. One person can hold it, but it can be done on your own. And it really is as easy as that. Don't forget your edges. So you saw I had a lovely little 2-inch paintbrush with a nice long handle. And you do remember it is a primer, so you want to do all your edges as well. And in the corners, you can actually use plasterer's scrim or some of the self-adhesive scrim. So now that that's all primed, we are ready to apply the base coat. And you can see the base coat, this is the first base coat, first of 2 base coats. We're just going to do the first one today. It actually comes pre-mixed in a lovely, lovely bag there. Again, a little bit of a faff to get out. Just give it a squeeze and pull and twist as best you can. And then we will empty all of that into that tub. One full tub should do about 10 to 15 square meters. It says 10 square meters, but in my experience, it tends to go a little bit further. And the trick to this stuff is when applying it, it goes on so thin. So if you're used to internal plastering or more traditional plastering, it can be a bit of a shock to the system. You don't need a hawk. It's that thin. You can use a spatula and a trowel, and the spatula in this instance can be your hawk because the gear goes that far. Now, there are sort of techniques to put this on. However, the very first base coat is less important. It's going to be completely buried and invisible. The key, crucial step to applying the first base coat is getting it on thin and flat. So this wants to go on no thicker than the reinforcement mesh underneath that you can see. I hope you're finding this entertaining and useful, helpful in some way. Please like, subscribe if you do find this at all interesting, as there'll be many more. I'll also be showing the second coat of the base coat, along with the final colour coats and the varnishes and hardeners to use after as well, all coming in the next couple of weeks. So don't forget to like and subscribe. And back to the applying the base coat. Remember, it is very important, more so than traditional plastering and rendering, to keep your tools clean as well. So do keep a bucket with some clean water. I find either a microfiber cloth or a sponge probably the best things, as opposed to the old school paintbrush. However, if that's all you have, that will do the job. But I've just found, in my experience, a microfiber cloth, it keeps things just a bit cleaner. But yeah, you can see me cracking on here. Again, you want to be keeping it as flat as possible. I know I keep going on about flat, but it really is crucial to keep it the thickness of the grain of the microcement, and that will help lessen the line. The flatter it is, the less lines there'll be, the less trail lines you'll have to sand down. Everything just goes so much better. Well, I hope you've found this useful. I'm going to skip forward now to the bathroom finished, and that is now had its base coat, just the first coat, mind you, and we'll be back with more videos showing you the next stages. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.